Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien here on the morning of Monday, May 22nd, 2023. And wanted to do a comment on you humans, especially Americans, and what you call it your way. Or, as most people say, the American way. Well, the problem that you're having is the American way doesn't work anymore, does it? Was there such a thing to begin with? Really? Only you can answer that. And to give you a hint, and I'm not the only one that's been giving you hints for a long time, about 20 years ago, Richard Dean Anderson, in his program Stargate 1, SG-1, tried to give you a hint on where you guys were going. But, there's a lot of Stargate fans out there, didn't get the hint. There's actually, 4 episodes, but 2 episodes in particular. The ones that relate to when they first met the Nox, and the one that relates when they first met the Tolan. 2 separate people. And the Nox, they passed themselves as a inferior race. Which, if you notice, SG-1 was saying, well, the Ghoul's going to get ya, or Goa'uld is going to get ya, because they want to enslave you, and they want to do this. And the Nox kept on telling them, it's not our way. And no, they're not. And all through the program, they just didn't understand, because you guys tried to impose their way on the Nox. This is the way you got to look at it. We're here to help you. That's trying to impose your way on them. It's what you Americans and humans especially, but Americans in particular on this continent, have been trying to do with the Indians. Impose your will. The Spanish did the same thing. The Portuguese and the British imposed their will. Is your way better? Well, you had some technology, yeah. But was it better in the long run? Look at the results for the last couple centuries and you'll say no. Look at what you got. You got a lot of people that you bring in here, yet you don't have an integrated society. Ain't that terrible? Only you to blame for that. Now you got a debt of $31 trillion. And you never learned the Noxus ways. Like the Noxus says, your way is not the only way. And if you look at the episodes they had with the Noxus, and here's what Richard Anderson, when he said at the end of that first episode when he met them, he said, well, I was told a while back by the Nox that our way is not the only way, and that we have a lot to learn. You still have a lot to learn. My society has a lot to learn. But you haven't even gotten to first base. And then you got the other way around with the Tolan. Because if you notice, the Nox, when they finished their episode with Richard Dean Anderson there, and they showed him the gate, and they showed him their city on the clouds. And that's when they realized, hey, this technology's way ahead of ours and way ahead of the Goa'uld. Well, yeah. But they said, you're not ready for this. And that's the problem with you Americans. You try to give everybody technology and things that are not even ready for it yet. Here, a pointed question is, now you want to give F-16s to the Ukrainians. You intervene in this fight between the Ukrainians and the Russians. The Russians have a point there. Look at all the countries that used to be part of their, and they're in their borders, and you have made them NATO or European alliance, or what do you call that? European Union. Eh. As an alien from another planet, I say, really? Were they ready for that yet? I would say the Swedes and the Finns are ready. The other countries around there, Ukraine, no. Poland, no. Czech Republic, no. Uh, Belarusia, hell no. Georgia, no. And that's the problem. You have created things, Americans, like the United Nations. It's a joke because nobody is ready for a nation yet. And it's up to you. The Tolans, on the other hand, had, if you look at their 4 episodes that they devoted to them, they had the technology and they showed it, unlike the Knox. The Knox didn't want to show theirs unless they had to. The Tolans, oh yeah, but we don't want to share it because it's dangerous to you. And they were right about that. But their position was that we are better than you are, and no, they weren't. That's the problem with societies. You cannot act as being better than another one. And that's your problem, Americans. You think that you're better than everybody else, and you're really not. Look at all the problems you got. And you're still trying to interfere in other bodies' affairs. Is the world better for that? No. Before you became interfering, that is, prior to World War I, or the Spanish-American War, you were a third-rate country, which nobody paid attention to you. The Europeans thought you were, and and they still think you are, but they won't tell you that to your face. When you should have taken your country and said, okay, we got all these immigrants that are coming into our country. We got to integrate them and form a society. We'll lose some of our Americanism, but we'll still keep 95% of it. And they'll lose a lot of theirs, but they'll still keep 5% of theirs. And try to make it 95% American. And as you notice, you have somewhat accomplished that with some people like the Irish and some of the Polish. I know a lot of Polish Americans who don't speak Polish. They still have their Polish foods, and Hungarians and Spanish, Koreans. I know a few that are American and they don't know anything about it. Their home country. And see, you can't go to the extremes like that. You have to learn where you came from and what is that. But that is up to you. Until you understand what I'm talking about, Americans, you are scheduled to be extinct and disintegrated. Look at your political system. It's so disintegrated, it's not even funny. You can't even agree on how to get your debt under control. Because you want extremists on both sides. You got a very serious issues that extremism should not work on either side. This is your favorite alien, good day.